Hi, it's Gaz here from Moth Creaturae with another video update of this helmet project that we're doing at the moment. I'm just going to sit down here. So today, today's video, I'm going to be cutting in the sort of the channel around the edges of the where the visor aperture is going to be. If you remember the last videos, I kind of filled in them sort of hinge points with metal mesh. First of all, screw that into place, and then layered it up with fiberglass resin and also the fiberglass matting. Once I got it level or thereabouts, sanded it back, and then I filled in any sort of imperfections, low points with glass resin, and then sanded that back. Got them both matched, and today we're going to do the channels. So I'm just going to set you down in place, and I'm going to talk you through what I'm doing. So I'm going to put you over here somewhere. Actually, I wonder if that'll work. That'll be all right, won't it? Right. It's a good job I'm not wearing a skirt or a kilt. So today I'm going to be cutting in. We've sanded it back. It's all nice and smooth. I'm going to be cutting in this channel here, around here, with the me multi-tool, like my Dremel thing, you know. What I've done is I've got a ruler. Let's bring that in close. It'll be difficult to see because it's a red pen that I've used. You can maybe see a little bit of it there. I've went round, and it is very much by eye. There's no mould for this, you know. I'm doing everything like by hand and by eye, so I'm trying to get it as near as perfect as I can. It's obviously not a machine build, but what I've done is I've measured the bottom, right, and from the seal, and I can't get a true measurement because clearly I've got the tape on there, but where I've pulled the tape up as best I can, I've done from there to the edge of the helmet lip. If you imagine where the hard this is, sort of folds inwards, and that's about 5mm. On the top it's slightly less. Now I don't think it is less, I just think that it's probably a tighter fit of the seal. So what I've done is I've done 5mm, carried on from here. It like sort of every sort of 5mm or so around this aperture, like sort of apex, I've measured 5mm out, 5mm out, 5mm out, and I've ended up with a series of dots. And then all I've done is freehand drew that curve round. Right, so what I'm going to do now is put this in place, get me Dremel device, and I've got like it's kind of like bring you in close, you can see. Like I was on about the other week, it's like a drill bit with the end bit that's flat, and it's like what you'd get on a milling machine, but very tiny. It's only like sort of about 4mm, maybe it's across. You back there, and I'm going to go around, and you don't drill down with it, albeit you can because it goes at high speed. You'd have to go on a slight angle then down, but I'm just going to go in from the open edge of the channel and then kind of work my way around. It is by hand. I've got to do it cautiously because if I mess up and I go too far off, I've damaged a bit, which it might render it irreparable, but if it's only slight, I'll probably be able to fix it with fiberglass, but I don't want to be doing that because it's just holding up the whole project. So best off doing a little bit at a time, and we're seeing how far around we can get it, and then until we've got it right. So I'm just going to crack on with that. I've got my right foot on the accelerator there, so you'll hear it whirling away, but we'll do a little bit. I'll show you what I've done, and then we'll come back and do a little bit more. Right, now you'll see I've cut a channel in it. It'll be difficult for you to see, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this round like Blue Peter style. See the other side? Now the other side I've already took the maskers off, the calipers. I've already started peeling away the channel. But you'll see the channel that I've cut in there, kind of following that groove round, right? To keep it uniformal. And then what I end up doing, I did want to try and keep the original sort of gasket, I suppose. It's the seal that goes round there, right? But what I've actually decided to do, because of the style of helmet I'm doing, I decided rather than try and salvage this, and especially when I cocked it up and my little tool went through a little piece of it, I thought, just get rid of it and we'll replace that whole thing. And what it'll do is actually, it'll help make my sort of customization a little bit tidier, because when I can't get it, see, I can't get it exactly in a nice true straight line. That would be horrible. It'll stand out really bad. But if I'm able to kind of put an edge on that, brilliant. You'll never see the sort of unevenness of my cut, if you like. So what I have to do, I've got most of it off there now, but you can see a little bit of it stuck in here where I had the masking tape around and where the fiberglass resin's like sort of caught in there. So I'm just going to unpick this a little bit. You bear with us. I've got my little craft knife here. I've got to keep picking away with this. What I don't want to do is kind of get a screwdriver and lever it, because I could damage my own repair with that, you know, and I could damage the original helmet, so I don't want to do that. What I want to do is just cut it nice and neat and then pull it off. There we go, that's what I want to see. So, I'll show you in a second. I'm not going to scrape all the rubber off all the way around the aperture. I'm just going to do it on one edge here to show you what I'm doing. And then off video I'll do the rest of it, because otherwise you'll be sitting here for an hour while I'll scrape off rubber all the way around this kind of opening. So I'll just carry on taking around this edge here. And only doing this very little bit at a time, because I'm really trying to work me blade hard here, and it's only a really thin craft knife. I know I've got glasses on, but what I don't want to do is try and work it too hard, be too ambitious with a cut, put too much pressure on it, and then the blade snaps and flings out and hits us in the face, you know. So just doing a little bit at a time. And you can feel that when it's the rubber, the blade, because it's sharp, goes straight through it, you know. There's a little bit of resistance, but when you hit something hard, like the shell of the helmet, you'll know that. You need to, you know, to stop applying the pressure. Right, that wasn't the fiberglass I was cutting there. It was literally the masking tape that I went a bit hard with, a little bit of the resin. So I was just cutting that off, just so I can clean this up a bit, so I can show you what I've done. Right, so as you see there, it looks a bloody eyesore, right? But typical of anything in life, right? Things always look worse before they look better, you know? Just get rid of the rest of that. Right, so it's not anywhere. Right, so we've got that seal off the helmet now. It's starting to look like a bloody eyesore, but other than its signature pieces, once this is painted, you'd never know that that had hinge slots in there because of the shape of the visor aperture. So it's starting to look like one of the more retro styled helmets, you know, close face helmets, but with an open visor aperture. What I'm going to do now, right, I'm going to just go around with my Dremel, and this is where I've got to be super careful because that's outrageous, not use this, so I've got a point on it, so I'm pointing it out. You see the shape of the helmet, right? Use this part here at the bottom. The helmet kind of curves around like that, so that's the outer bit, and then you've got like this inner lip, right? Now the inner lip's thin, it's almost like 2 mil, 3 mil thick, right? Now that inner lip that goes round, that's what the sort of, it's ripped, otherwise I would have shown you. That's what the seal kind of presses in against. So it's like a kind of a U shape, right? Or upside down, a really tall U shape, right? And what happens is it's really stiff, the inside of the seal, and it presses into place around that. So it's important when I'm going around with my little tool that I don't go too deep because I could damage that, and then I'll have to repair it before I can put a seal on. So I'm just going to go around, carry on dressing that, get it nice and sort of shaped. Bear with us 2 seconds, see how we get on. Right, so you'll see now, I've managed to keep that lip all the way around, yeah? And I've also carried on that curve around. Now, it's going to need a little bit of finessing, both sides will, but I've pretty much got the shape that I want now. I'll probably not use that tool that I've got on there now, maybe use a sort of just a hand piece of sandpaper to take it down a slight little piece at a time. And what I'll want to do is, rather than have a sharp edge on there, not that it's going to cut you on often, but just so it's a bit more aesthetically pleasing, I'll just sand a little nice curve onto the edge of there so it matches the rest of the helmet. And then I'll dress the rest of this, and then I'll order in some sort of beading for this. Right, for those of you, well, I haven't revealed it yet, but my style of helmet that I'm going for, right? is I'm going to be fitting a peak to it, right? Now I think that's going to look mega cool, almost like a very modern sort of homage to a retro lid. So I'm going to fit this onto here, right? Now it won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I think it'll look shit hot. And I know that's going in the swear jar, but it was worth it just to explain. It was probably the best words I could use. So what I'll do, I'll bid you farewell for now. And then in the next video, I'll have dressed all this up, right? I'll have cleaned it all. And then hopefully we'll be doing something else. Maybe it'll be mocking that up where I'm going to put the visor. So I'm going to have to, I've ordered the studs for it, these gypsy studs. I need to drill into here, put studs in, 3 across the top, and then also how the visor that I'm going to make, because the 2 visors I've got for this lid, I've got a midnight one, a smoke one, and I've got a clear one. I'll be using this aperture now as a template to draw around the visor, to cut it with my multi-tool, put an edge on that, like a thin edge, and then how it's going to stay in place is, rather than using like ski helmet goggles strap type of thing, you know, like goggle straps, because that could damage my paintwork, I'm going to put press studs, one here, not on me repair, behind it, because I know it's thinner, carbon fibre. Put a press stud there, likewise on the other side, and then there'll be a leather piece that'll clip on each side and it'll stud into place, and that'll keep the visor on. Quick change as well, take the stud off, put that visor away, put another visor on, or just not bother with the visor, have shades on, whatever. But that's for a later video. So until next time, have a nice day, take care, bye bye.